welcome back to another episode of Smashing That Bass. As you can see behind me, we will be taking the kayak out once again today. Meeting up with my buddy Jeremy. He's dusted his rods off. He's got back into fishing, it seems like. Bought a kayak. So we're going to be hitting a brand new lake today. I don't know what he's got me into, but it's apparently up in the mountains somewhere where he does some off-road biking that he's seen. So I'm not really sure what to expect. So let's go ahead and meet up with him and get to it. Got him. Nice largemouth. Not a bad little largemouth. There he is. Oh, he came off. No. Not bad. There he is. Got ourselves one here at the new pond. Whoa. Come on in, Bubba. Stop fighting. Yeah, that's not a bad little bass. Not a bad one. About the size you were catching at that other one. There we go. Not a bad little bass. Alright everyone, I just want to talk about a rod that I picked up maybe about 2 months ago. It's the Falcon Bucoo. The blank is made out of carbon fiber. It has the EVA foam here for your handle. It has a Fuji reel seat and it has Fuji guides. This is a medium light, moderate action, and it is 5'9". I know what a lot of people are probably thinking, man, that's a small rod, and it is. But to me, it has its advantages. The first advantage is that it's short, right? So like if you're in a kayak, kind of like I've been fishing lately, or fishing little streams like I've been fishing lately, you can kind of get in the tight spots. It's not a real long rod. This is also the stream side model as well, is what they call it. It's only $55. So, if you're kayak fishing, small streams, I think this could really be a nice rod. A lot of people would probably use this as a Ned rig rod. So this is your Ned rig here. This is like a 1/4 ounce. That was my first intention, was to try it as a Ned rig rod. My reason for trying this as a Ned rig rod was because it was cheap. Like I said, $55. And I wanted to try this line of rod because it had pretty decent reviews. So I figured, okay, worst case scenario, Ned rig rod, maybe panfish rod, right? Let me tell you what, for $55, you're getting a pretty good deal in my opinion. This thing's extremely sensitive. All right. Another use I found with it is using a weightless setup with like a 4/0 wide gap hook. I've been throwing the 3 3/4 Gary Yamamoto Fat Baby Crawl. I've also been throwing the 4 3/4 Zoom Finesse Worm weightless. And I've had some pretty good success with it, mainly smallmouth in streams. Now this is a medium light rod. So, you know, you guys out there that are slamming the 5-pounder, 6-pounders, I don't know. I mean, you could take a chance. I can tell you one thing. If you got one on, it'd be a really good fight. Another thing about this is, like I said, moderate. So the first 30% of the rod bends. So I think what's good with that when you're using the Ned rig is you're using a light wire hook. You know, it doesn't have a lot of backbone to the hook. It doesn't have, it's not real stout. So this light, moderate rod should help you from pulling the hook out of the fish's mouth when you're using the Ned rig. I think the same can go with using a weightless setup. A lot of times you're using a wide gap hook, but it's a light wire, it's finessey. So once it digs into the fish's mouth, with this having that moderate bend at 30% of the rod, you know, in my opinion, it'll keep them pinned easier than something that maybe, you know, bends in the first quarter, you know, is more stiffer, you know, it's putting more pressure on that hook. So I think this is a really good setup for weightless. Like I said, maybe depending on the size of the fish you're going for. I'm actually going to be trying this. My next trip is supposed to be back to a lake about an hour from me that has really nice bass that I've hit twice this year, and I want to try this. There's some good fish in there, 2.5, 3-pounders and larger. So, you know, I'm gonna give it a shot up there with this. But I think for $50, no one can really go wrong just to give it a try. Like I said, even if it's just like a little stream rod for you, I think it's definitely worth the money. So that's kind of my thoughts on this rod, and I'm extremely glad I picked it up.